Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. Now, this was going to be the last issue for this week of the Future State event. We are 3 weeks into this event, so if you guys haven't been keeping up with it, go ahead and check out the links in my description. It'll bring you to a playlist that has everything Future State related. It'll get you completely caught up. And this last issue is going to be Future State Catwoman, issue number 1. Now, the Catwoman Future State line takes place in 2025. So Batman at this point is perceived to be dead, and the Magistrate has taken over. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright, so getting into this one, we pick up in Alleytown, Gotham, and the Magistrate is loading a bunch of people into trains. Now, if anybody else has noticed, the Magistrate operates a lot like Nazi Germany. And what's happening here is that they're loading these people up to a place they call the reformatory. And we can only assume that they're going to try to do some kind of brain manipulation, torture, whatever they have to do to reform these individuals to operate exactly how the Magistrate wants them to. So more or less, they're going to try to brainwash these people into obeying their rule. And so as everybody is loaded into this, we see one gentleman just beaten to crap, nearly to death, for speaking out, for calling them fascists, and reminding him that they are Gotham. And then all at once, in unison, the people say, "Here, many have lived and lost in the cold nights and long days. We follow none, but we always have each other. There will always be strays." And as the train gets underway, they have somebody from the Magistrate here overseeing everything going on, making sure everything goes in order. And this is when we pick up with Catwoman. And she's planning to jump onto this train. And she's got people on the inside. And essentially, she wants to steal this train. It's full of people that they care about, citizens of Gotham. And ever since, Batman disappearing or dying, at least that's what the news is saying, everybody, to include Catwoman, has all really looked to that as a martyr. And they've stepped up. She's no longer just a cat burglar. She's doing what she thinks Bruce Wayne would have done, what Batman would have done. And so with that, she throws her plan into action and she jumps onto the train. While inside the train, she has somebody open the door for her. She's able to break in, knock out the guards, throw them overboard, and assume control of this portion of the train. And this is when, at the engine of the train, they get notifications that there's been a breach. And this is when the captain in charge lets us know that the coaches 12 and 4 have individuals they call high-risk prisoners. And so this person from the Magistrate, Miss Conrose, decides she wants to take a look at who's in there. And she goes into the coach and sees 6 guards lined up with a man rugged and beaten behind a high security door. Now, picking back up with Catwoman, they make their way through the coaches. And they get to coach 12, where she unleashes somebody that's going to help them out along the way. And that somebody is Onomatopoeia. And with him being released, he uses blood to create his mask, throws it over his head, and him and Catwoman unleash hell on all of these guards. And now while all the guards are focused on what's going on down there, they leave one guard behind to protect the other prisoner. But this is when we see that the individual from the Magistrate stab the guard in the neck and take off the blonde wig to reveal that it's actually Talia al Ghul. And the prisoner is none other than Bruce Wayne. And so the Batman lives. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think. I jumped into this one not really knowing what to expect. It's a Catwoman story, so I definitely saved it for last. I wasn't expecting it to be the best story out there, but honestly, I have to say, this is probably one of the better ones from this week. We see Selina really taking on a more vigilante hero role, trying to protect the people that nobody else is caring about. Because at the end of the day, the Magistrate doesn't care about these people. They just care about reforming them so that they're more agreeable. But the Magistrate and this private security, they were brought in to hunt down masks, to hunt down vigilantes. And so it doesn't matter if you're good or you're bad or you're neutral, they're coming for you regardless. And it's really awesome. to see Talia al Ghul working together with them, with Catwoman, to be able to take on the Magistrate. And then an added bonus to that, we see the arrival of Bruce Wayne, captured by the Magistrate. Now, Dark Detective picks up 2 years after these events. So it's going to be really interesting them trying to fill in all the gaps for us and give us really a sturdy timeline of events of exactly what's happening. Because the problems with these right now is that they're jumping all over the place. You know, you have one issue that's picking up at the end of time. You have another issue that's picking up in 2025. You have another issue that's picking up in the year 4500, which individually are really awesome comics. But it's really hard to connect all of these stories together. What I think they should have done is released them in the time eras. They should have released a 2025 era, and then a 2030, a 2027, you know, so on and so forth, and continue that way. That way we get a chronological chain of events that we can really digest and interpret in a good way. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out. If you would like to support the channel through Patreon, there is a link in the description for that. You can also check out Comic Breakdown and More podcast, where we drop a new episode every Friday covering all the comic pools that we cover on this channel every week. More in-depth details and descriptions about what's going on. We cover that, we cover Marvel, we cover Star Wars, and we cover everything cinema, TV, movie related. So be sure to go check that out. There's links for the description, or links in the description for all of that. We're available wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, you name it, we're there. And yeah, till the next video.